Chapter 4. Never! Great Bess clamped her mouth shut, although sweet grass stuck out of it. The lower pastures by the narrow river branch grew the best hay. "What about you?" Snicky Pie asked the second heifer. "An old Angus. I'm with Great Bess," the black heifer Addie agreed, with her baldy friend, who was half Angus, half Hereford. Tally, a sometimes irritant of the two girls, blared. "It's because Snicky Pie wants him up for a running mate, isn't it? I mean, she should choose me. Everyone loves a Jack Russell." Great Bess lowered her big head. "I don't. You're a pain in the ass." "Me?" The dog's warm brown eyes opened wide. You little hairy rat dog. I'm sick of you chasing Addie and me." Addie nodded. "No matter how often I kick, you slip by me and under me, and you have the nastiest bark in the world." Sneaky, hoping to divert a bovine bitchfest, stepped closer to Addie. "I could name a Baldy or an Angus to my cabinet." "Politics stinks." Great Bess spat out her grass. "What do you want to mess with that stuff for?" "I can make things better," the tiger cat stoutly replied. "Bull," Addie snorted. They both laughed, as the bull had been dead for years. "Tell me why you won't help me," said Snicky. "It's because you want him up for a running mate," Tally repeated. "Shut up, Tally. They didn't know anything about a running mate." Addie glowered at the rough-coated pack of dynamite. "Well, we know you sure shouldn't pick Tally. You nip at us, you run your mouth all the time, and your tone is so piercing, awful. And worse than that, you got no more sense than a yellow stick." Tally wondered, did a yellow stick have sense? This kept her quiet for a moment or two. "And you run in circles," Great Bess added to her complaints. "Makes me dizzy. Jack Russells are living proof that humans are mental, seriously mental. They could have just stuck with Cocker Spaniels, you know." She winked her big eye at Addie. Both big girls laughed uproariously, hay bits, grass blades falling out. Tally dragged out the old complaint. "Cocker Spaniels were ruined by breeders in the 1930s. "You were ruined from the get-go," said Addie. The little heifer blew stuff out her nostrils right at the dog, who dodged it. Sneaky Pie looked at Tally, then at the bovine girls. "All I want is to know why you won't support me. The cattle industry is one of the biggest money-makers in agriculture. You could say that cattle made this nation, and if anyone argues that, you can sure say cattle made the West." "True," Addie nodded. Snicky Pie had done her homework. Last year, cattle brought in about $74 billion, and that doesn't count ancillary business. You know, the feed stores, the feed lots, the vaccines, and vets. There's a lot of money made by you all, and a lot of money around you. What about the barns built for you all, and the special run-in sheds? And cattle are predicted to make even more money this year. Big, big bucks. "So they can kill us and eat us," Great Bess forcefully hit the nail on the head. "If you're president, you can't stop that. Each year between 32 and 40 million steers and heifers are slaughtered. They eat meat and—" She reached out to nip at Tally. "So do you." "Well, I'm an obligate carnivore," Snecky honestly replied. "If I don't eat meat, I die." "Well, you eat more fish and chicken than cow," Addie said. "But if you become president, you can't shut down a huge industry." "No, that's true, but I can make it more humane. Get those humans to eat chicken or just carrots." Addie kept her eye on Tally. But the carrot remark made Great Bess jump in. "She's right. Humans aren't obligate carnivores. They can exist on vegetables and wheat, stuff like that." Great Bess flicked her ear. "That's true, too," said Snicky. "But even if I could convince humans to change their habits, it would take years. You can't just pull the plug on something as big as the cattle market. At least, if I can make this feedlot process and the trip to the killer more humane, that's a step in the right direction." "You two never went to market," Tally sidestepped another lunge by Addie. "No," said Great Bess. "We live in paradise. Good pasture, lots of water, sometimes grain. Plus, human comes down to feed us apples. Oh, I love apples. We're lucky. We came to a good person when we were calves." "Yes, but back to the central problem," said Snicky. "This isn't a cattle farm. This is hay and timber mostly. She would make a lot more money if she did run cattle." Sneaky considered this. "She can't take anything to be slaughtered. Just can't do it, so she struggles. Do you know how much money she could make with a herd of 100 head of high-grade cattle? Let's say she sold 50 each year and bred back the best 50, which she kept. At today's price, and I know this because I heard it on the ag report on the radio, cattle are bringing $4.40 a pound, give or take. She'd make about $200,000 when you subtract feed and net costs, etc. 44 per pound is per meat price. Doesn't count bone. But $200,000 is really good money, so you can see why most humans run cattle." "I can see it. I don't have to like it," Great Bess said. Even if reducing dependence on meat meant some cattle would live as companions to humans, herds would be drastically reduced or phased out altogether. Vegetarian ways could mean the extinction of some breeds, the cat said. Snicky Pie, I'll be long gone by then, and so will you, Great Bess bellowed. Give up this idea. Let humans steal, rape, kill one another. We can't do a thing about it. I think I can. They are deeply irrational. They need reasoned leadership. Hormones, they're brainless, really. Addie noticed the great blue heron. The great blue heron was the daddy flying overhead. He gets taller every year. Great Bess looked up, too. When he stands and stretches his neck all the way up, I bet he's 6 feet tall. Skinny, though. Well, herons are. Back to hormones. Addie is right. Scramble their brains. We only have the problem about twice a year. They are demented around the clock. Tally piped up from where she was sitting on the soft grass. Is this what our can opener calls testosterone poisoning? Rat dog, I don't think estrogen is any better. Great Bess let out a belching laugh. You got a point there, Great Bess, Nicky said. They're just a hot mess, but they're clever. They use what brains they have to justify all their irrational behavior. Well, I've taken up a lot of your time. I appreciate you hearing me out. Pussycat, you are a decent sort. You've always been polite to us. Give up this crazy idea. You can't save anybody or anything, including us. Fate, you know. Great Bess, I am to make my own fate. As the two animals walked away, Great Bess turned to Addie. Not wise to attempt fate, you know.